JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 8th of November 2022, so welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're gonna have a very quick look at the markets as always. We'll have a look at the indices, commodities, currencies, a bit of crypto. And yeah, guys, before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimers. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. Now then, guys, jumping into the charts. The first one, as always, I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So there we go, we got that pop, we got that move above the 27,692 territory, and there we go, we managed to reach my target straight away. Boom, mission accomplished, team, we're heading home. Well, not really. Not really, because now we're going to be watching out for this little hurdle. Let me just grab this arrow. So basically, this is the target. This is going to be the very important area to watch. This 28,282, so 28282 area, approximately around there. So yeah, at the moment I'm going to aim for that as long as we stay above this downside line. Like I said before, I mean, whenever we have broken, let's say, some sort of a downside line, I mean, I've already picked up on this in my previous videos a lot of times. So whenever we break out the let's say a downside line here, in this case we got some sort of a retracement of something like that, and then we go back to the upside. Now, I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen exactly, but this is one of the options to consider. Another thing here to consider is the fact that there won't be any retracement like that, and we could see a nice push straight away to the upside. So in other words, if we do push and stay above the 27,907 territory right here somewhere, or even better, maybe actually, let me just adjust this a little bit. There we go. I think this area, the 27,946, or in a way, let's round it up 50, because I think this is where it found resistance. Yep, exactly, bang on that level. So if we do push above this 27,950 territory, then yes, I'll go higher, I'll go further north, but at the moment I am just going to observe this. Again, like I said, I do consider the fact that there could be a bit of a retracement of some sort. This is quite a key resistance area. So let's see if that's going to happen. But as I said, if it's not going to happen, and if it's going to break and stay above this 27,950 level straight away, then yeah, further acceleration here could be possible. Shanghai Composite. So yeah, this one is seeing a bit of a retracement. Okay, that's fine. Look, my target is here, this 3,100. So maybe we'll see a bit of a retracement here, maybe a test of this 21-day EMA together with the 3,027 territory. Maybe it's going to get a hold up somewhere around here. If it does, then great. Okay, we could see a nice reversal and a push back up. But at the moment, guys, again, I am overall, I'm still aiming for the upside, but only up until this level, 3,100. If it stays again somewhere, not exactly maybe testing the 21-day EMA, but somewhere above it, then yes, there's, like I said, something like this could be possible. With this scenario, could be possible. However, for the downside, if it If it starts falling below the 21-day EMA and stays below it, that's where maybe a few sellers could join in. We need to get rid of this downside line, no longer needed. So yep, that's where, like I said, I will consider, from where I'll consider maybe a bit of a move to the downside. ASX 200, so yeah, this one continues to work out nicely, I would say. Look, I mean, I talked about this before. A drop below the 200-day EMA may lead to a test of the 100-day EMA, maybe a rebound from this upside line, and this 100-day EMA could, result in another push higher. So far, it's happening. Again, I'm aiming for that 6,994 territory, somewhere around here, or even better, the psychological 7,000 mark. At this point, probably I would say, yeah, I'm leaning towards the upside. However, this pattern, this formation here is, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a bearish one, to be honest. I mean, okay, it might work out differently. The reason why I'm saying is bearish because when you have a candle like that, and then you have the three or four candles with the bodies of those 3 or 4 candles within the body of the big one here, then yes, you get a reversal signal. Let me, I think it's the bearish 3, and the bearish. Let me just double check. I think, yeah. Sorry, the bullish 3. Well, like actually, I think it depends how you're going to look at it, because if you're ignoring this candle, then you're, yeah. Then you could, I think it's called something, yeah. So yeah, the bearish 3 basically. It's no, wait, rising, falling 3 method. Okay, they're very close to each other. This is what's really sometimes annoying me, because it depends if you're going to evaluate it just this way. So for example, if you're looking at it from the positive candles here, 1, 2, 3 up, and then the 4th one goes down. That's kind of the so-called bearish 3 method. However, if it's sorry, not the bearish, the bullish 3 method. However, if you take into consideration this big falling candle, then it's a falling 3 method. So again, go figure, guys. I mean, this is a falling 3 method right now. So whenever you have a big candle to the downside like that, and then 3 candles up within the body of the big one candle, and then the 4th one here goes down. Again, it's one of those patterns. Sometimes works out, sometimes doesn't. But hey, let's not rush into anything. If it starts popping above that 7,000 mark, ignore the whole thing. But again, I just need to kind of run it by you, because again, it's like I said, it's the it has these different names. Everybody's calling them different. I think, like, if you look at it, then the bearish, the bullish 3, it's like without this candle, and you have these 1, 2, 3 bullish candles here, and then the 4th one goes down. Whereas the bearish 3 method is the big candle here to the downside initially, then the 3 to the upside, and then the 4th one goes, and well, actually in that case, the 5th one goes down. So again, a little bit confusing. However, let's keep that on this for now. I mean, let's see if that's gonna work out or not. So that's why I'm not really doing anything with it. I'm just observing the price action. Now, the German index, DAX, quickly. Yesterday we had a push higher. We had a good run, and yeah, we tested the 200-day EMA finally. We even popped above it, and but more importantly, we popped above it, but we failed to stay above it. So we drifted back to the downside. We drifted back below this 13,565 territory right here. So the question here is now what to do next. Can we see a continuation move here higher? Well, at the moment, I would say let's wait and see, because, for example, the cash index right now is sitting at around 13,528, 29, 30, something like that. So basically, this almost at the same level where it ended yesterday. So you need to see another pop, a good pop above this 13,565 territory in order to get comfortable with the upside. With the downside, what I would like to see here, now I'm going to keep an eye on this 13,194, 95 territory right here. a nice good drop below it may attract more sellers into the game. So if we do get something like that, then maybe we'll see a push lower. This downside line, I think it's time to get rid of it. Thank you very much. It had its job. It has done its job. So let's see if we can now maybe see a drop somewhere below this hurdle. Then we, at the same time, depending on how this is going to trade, yep, we could see a drop below the 100-day EMA. So yeah, and we could see further declines here. And at the moment, let's see how that's going to play out. I mean, there are a bunch of levels to consider here. Let's say if we do drop below that 13,194, then I'll aim for the the current lowest point of November near the 13,000 mark, around there, and then so on and so on. But at this point in time, like I said, I'm watching this barrier here. I want to see if we can get a nice pop above it. NASDAQ 100. Okay, so we had a bit of a retracement here. So this area continues to provide support. This area between the 10,677 and 10,716. Now, as I said before, in order to go lower, I need to see a good drop below this hurdle, below this whole area, and then we could go to the downside. At the moment, I'm not getting that, so that means I'm not gonna, get way too comfortable with further declines. The cash index right now is sitting at around 10,950 zone, so basically around the same area where it closed yesterday. And that's why I have my upside scenario from around here, from around this 11,177 territory, because again, at the same time, we could see a push above the 21-day EMA, and more buyers could join in. So that's why we have to wait a little. The S&P 500, this one's quite interesting, because looking at this picture here, it looks a little bit more positive than negative, because we've climbed. Well, first of all, after breaking this downside line, we rebounded from this area near this downside line. So this is one of those examples again when we break a trend line. And then we rebounded and pushed back up. We are now above the 21-day EMA, which is great. Yeah, to be honest, I would say on this one, as long as it stays above that 21-day EMA, yep, I will get a little bit more excited with further upside. The only thing is that what I'm going to aim here, and this is going to be my first line on this, first horizontal line on this one, I'm going to aim for the current highest point of November near the 3,912 territory right there. But again, like I said, let's keep it short and simple. At the moment, it might go a little bit higher here, maybe find resistance somewhere here and then reverse back down. So, one of those scenarios which kind of takes out a lot of traders. So that's why at this point I would say, hey, if you're looking for some higher levels, yesterday we found a resistance near this 3,807 territory, which conveniently is the support here, the inside swing lows of near the lows of the 27th and the 28th of October. So we found resistance here. So if we somehow stay below it, because at the moment the cash index is still below it, if we continue to trade below it, then yes, a nice move back down could be possible, especially if we fully move back above this, below this 21-day EMA, and then we could consider maybe these lows again. But let's go slowly on this. Let's not rush into anything, and then we'll take it from there. DXY, another index, but this is a dollar index. There we go. Mission accomplished, reached my target. Look, I talked about this, and great. The 110 got reached. Perfect. Now what's next? Now I have to reevaluate this again. So look, I mean, this worked out perfectly, guys. I mean, I talked about this. Okay, maybe not. We didn't reach the upside line, but look, I had my arrow till the 110. That was my target. We are having a nice rebound from here right now. The question, what's going to happen next? To be honest, now I'm going to take a pause on this one, because I want to see if if we can rebound, or if we can remain above this 110 territory. As long as we stay above it, I will consider maybe a move back to this 21-day EMA initially, and then the upper side of the falling wedge, because at the moment it seems like we are in this falling wedge, which tends to be a bullish indication. However, for the downside, I need to see a drop below the 100-day EMA. I don't have a specific level here, but a drop below the 100-day EMA could put the index below the lower side of this falling wedge and this upside line as well. Gold. Gold is declining, correcting back down. We can see that it is right now again approaching that 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci. Look, in general, what's happening here, it seems like it's a nice beautiful flag, nice beautiful bullish flag. We have our pole, we have our little correction right now to the downside, which is pretty much okay still. Can we see that pop? Well, again, look, at the moment, I would say if we do fall below the 23.6, I will aim for that 21-day EMA or that 38.2% retracement on the Fibonacci right here. That's going to be my next target. That's going to be where I'm going to be aiming for. And yeah, at the moment, that's what I'm going to be looking for. So, yeah, if you're, like I said, if you're a little bit more on the bullish side, well, look, you can, of course, you can try to maybe pick it up somewhere lower here. However, that still carries the risk that it could, you know, continue failing. Maybe it could go to that 50% retracement. Who knows? But the easier option probably is to wait for a pop above this highlighted zone near the 1684 territory, somewhere around here, and then yeah, we could go to that towards that 100-day EMA or even higher. Silver, very quickly, similar story again, but look here, it's a very nice one because we are testing this 200-day EMA. As you can see, yesterday we had a push above the that 200-day EMA, and then we declined here, we corrected back down. Let's see if we can get that pop to the upside again. At the moment, I would say, look, if you're looking for something a little bit more reassuring, then of course, yes, wait for that push above the 200-day EMA. WTI oil, so there we go. Great move. I mean, look at this. Yesterday we had a roller coaster ride here. We've corrected lower. I talked about this. I said that if we stay somewhere above this territory right here, above that, 90 territory, yes, we could see a nice recovery and then a push back up. And yeah, my target has been reached, the 93.62. Great. Now what's next? Now I need to readjust here things again, because now for the upside, I will just take a conservative approach and wait for a push above this 93.62 level in order to go higher. One of the levels that I'm going to keep an eye on here, I think I need to grab a new one. It's this one. This is going to be my next target, 97.65, and then this is the highest point of August of is it? No, that's not, sorry, that's the highest point, the high of the 30th of August. There we go, the highest point of August is around here. But anyway, well, that's my next target later on. But at the moment, like I said, yeah, if we do pop above this 93.62, I'll aim for that 97.65. Ethereum, very quickly on down, boom, there we go. So the lower side of the rising channel didn't hold. We broke through it, but again, look, we tested this downside line. It's now acting as a good area of support. It happens again. So we're testing it from above. The question here is, can we see a rebound? Can we see something like this? Well, first of all, get rid of this rising channel. Did not work out, have to admit. But now we are seeing something. Could we see something like that? Now, that's a good question. Look, I have a problem here with this because maybe this could be seen as a so-called double top. Here, we've broke the neckline, so that means it could go lower. However, the question here is, can it actually go further lower? But for that, probably I would like to see a drop below this downside line, and then I'll go a little bit more to the downside. So yeah, keep that in mind. AUD/USD. So AUD/USD is quite interesting as well. I mean, it's stuck here. Look, I mean, after I told you that my scenario here worked out because it rebounded from this area, I'm kind of leaving this right now. I'm going to be sitting and waiting here. I'm going to be waiting for a breakout through one of these lines here, and then yeah, we could go maybe towards the the next or we could go for the next directional move. There we go. But at this point, yes, I'm playing the waiting game. At this point, it's not really very attractive for me. I'm just gonna watch it. As long as it stays in between these two lines, I'm just watching it. AUD and ZD, there we go, guys. So this level here, I talked about this 1.0883 is somehow doing a nice good job. That's the inside swing high of the 26th of April. So, okay, if you're looking for some lower levels, clearly a drop below this area is required. If we fall below it, then yes, I'll go towards that 1.0825 and then we'll take it from there. For the upside, well, I would like to see a push above this 1.1022 and of course a break of this downside line. So let's I think that by the time, let's say, this could come up a little bit higher here, I think it would move a little bit more to the right, and maybe a nice breakout here could be possible above this area. Basically could come in nicely. So I'll put this idea on the table here. Let's see if that's going to work out or not. But again, for the upside, I will only consider the upside scenario from around here, because all this area here is not really very attractive for me. But for the downside, a drop below the 1.0883, that's where it could become a little bit more interesting. And the DCHF, somehow one of my favorite ones in the past 2 weeks. To be honest, it's because it's very technical. It's very it's doing exactly what I want it to do, so very, very, very biased. But anyway, so look, we have previously I've talked about this 0.5819, 20 territory, somewhere around here. I think now the better option is just to kind of wait maybe for a break of this lower side of the rising wedge. If we do get that, then yes, I'll go to the downside. I'll aim for that 21-day EMA, and then we will take it from there. If we go higher here, if we break the downside line, then that's where more buyers could join in. So at the moment, I am just keeping an eye on this. So long story short, that's the game plan. Let's see how that's going to play out, guys. Waiting for this one, like I said, waiting for this breakthrough of this downside line for the upside, and for the downside, waiting for a break of this lower side of the rising channel. USD JPY, just a quick update. Not much is happening. Again, oscillating. I think the same analysis is valid. I kept on talking about this already. I think you can check out my previous videos for that, because again, it continues to oscillate around that 147.65, the highest point of 1998. Until we get a drop below this 145 level, I'm not really, touching the the downside scenario. For the upside scenario, I'm not touching that until it's going to push at least above the 148.85. USD CHF, just a quick update, also quite interesting. We fell further, so we stayed below the 21-day EMA. Yes, we had a bit of a false breakout here, but hey, that's part of the game. And we drifted back down. So look, I'll stick to the same game plan. As long as we stay below this 21-day EMA, yeah, I'm gonna continue aiming lower. So at the moment, yeah, let's see how this is gonna play out. But my target is the 0.9842, and then we will take it from there. US dollar against the Mexican peso. Look, I sometimes look at these pairs. I really like to look at these exotic ones, exotic combinations. Not very often tradable. However, they do present themselves with nice opportunities sometimes. Look. Overall, if you look at this big picture, look where we are right now. We are near a key resistance support area. We are near the key support area. This is the lowest point of 2022. Yeah, I think that's correct. Yep, we are near the lowest point of this year. The question here is, can we see a breakout here through this one? Well, that's going to be quite interesting, because if we do break through it, then my next target is somewhere around here. Somewhere near these levels right there, near the 18.5, something like that. But first we need to see a clear break through this. Again, Don't get me wrong, it might take a little bit of time. First of all, maybe it could, because if we are forming this descending triangle pattern, let me just put this on the chart. If we are forming this descending triangle pattern right here, then yeah, we could see some moves here. We can see some, up and down moves here, but eventually, look, this could become very attractive if we do fall below this hurdle. GBP and ZD. So yeah, look, at this point here, everything's working out nicely. Look, I talked about this. I said that maybe we might see a bit of retracement here back to the upside. We are getting that right now. The question here is, can the see a hold up here? We're already seeing the hold up. Can we, can that hold up continue? If it can, then another decline here could be possible, and we could see, a move towards these lows. I think I need to get rid of this level, and I think I'm just going to mark this area here, the current lowest point of November, near the 1.9331. And then, yeah, if we, like I said, look, I'll approach this in a simple way. If we do continue to trade below these two EMAs, then yes, I will continue aiming to the downside here towards the current lowest point of November, or maybe even below that. GBP CHF, this one's quite interesting as well, because hey, after we broke the rising wedge here, we've now corrected. Again, a similar story. If we can stay below the 1.1410 territory, somewhere around here, then yes, I will go further south towards the 1.1209 level, or even below that. GBP USD, also an interesting one, and yeah, if we finally broke the downside line, I talked about this, and we're currently sitting above this downside line. If we continue to trade above it, then yes, I'll aim for that 100-day EMA. Pretty straightforward. Euro JPY. Now this one's near the downside line. Again, of course, it's quite interesting to see if we're gonna break it or not. But again, don't forget that maybe it's not gonna be a break. Maybe we're just near the upper side of a descending triangle here, and that means that these patterns tend to break to the downside. But again, a drop below this hurdle, this 144 territory, would be needed. And finally, EURUSD. This one still within. Look, yesterday I've drawn this rising channel. Not an ideal thing here to do, but hey, it's still maybe something like that. The fact that we've climbed and stayed somehow above this psychological 1 level, that's really great for the euro. Let's see if this can be maintained, and we can see a further push north. At the moment, as long as we stay below the 1 level, I will aim higher. Simple as that. So guys, that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I'll have to wrap it up here. So yep, I really appreciate your time, guys. So if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my traders Espresso, that's 7 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a beautiful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.